Well, hey there team, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to some more RimWorld. I wasn't 100% sure if I would do a follow-up or turn this into a series or what have you, but here we are. The first episode I think was fairly comprehensive when it came to covering off on what's been added in the Biotech expansion. I've been playing a little bit offline. I had a bit of a bender of this on the weekend and I came to find that I quite like this mechanator thing, which is interesting. I thought it was going to be the least interesting thing for me personally. I thought it was just a possession psi thing, like you get with the royalty stuff, which to be honest, I wouldn't say it's the weakest part of the gameplay, but for me personally just doesn't appeal. I don't really care that much for psychic powers and that. But no, it's turned out to be much more of a almost RTS, I don't want to say like Factorio sort of thing, but you're getting into the managing of these bots and recharging them and producing them, and it's really cool. So, humour me, I'll put this episode up, we'll see. I'm not expecting it to go gangbusters like the last video did, but we'll start a playthrough proper, and we will see what people think. And verbalise, let me know if you'd like to see this turned into a bit of a series, and we can do exactly that. So, off we go to the races. Mechanator. Now, I think some people, they just stand hard for Randy Random. Let me explain to you why Randy Random isn't the best choice, especially for someone in my seat, right? Randy Random is just pure randomness, whereas someone actually plotted all of them, even Phoebe Chillax and Cassandra Classic, across a map, a chart rather. And Cassandra Classics would be more of a linear relationship, more of a line just going straight up. Randy Random's is all over the place, but it still has a trend line through it, right? His randomness as the game goes on still skews upward in difficulty and relative to the value of your base. And Phoebe Chillax has a bit more of an exponent, right? And funnily enough, she can actually be very difficult at the end, even though she gives you a bit more free reign in the beginning. So they're not all that different, even though Randy Random has a slightly wider band. The problem that I have with it is he's not very watchable from a YouTube perspective. You could potentially go episodes where he does nothing and you don't get raided or anything like that at all. And yeah, okay, sure, there is the extreme end where you can do something totally unreasonable and unfun, but all that really does is just brick your playthrough. So I'm not salty that he's extra hard. It's more that he's just unwatchably boring when the algorithm decides not to do anything, if that makes sense. Anyway, so Cassandra Classic, funnily enough, is the most balanced of the lot. Strive to Survive, I think, is reasonable and challenging, and we'll put commitment mode on because I'm not a puss. There we go. Go with the Seed Chemist. Anyway, so I thought I'd just enlighten some with regards to Randy Random. I might be missing some bits and pieces, and on a more personal level, maybe he's more fun to play offline or whatever. But I feel that for a while I used to think he was the only choice as well. But when I investigated it more, I came to realise he's probably the weakest choice. Okay, I guess we're in the bloody desert. We're going to create our fluid ideology, and it's going to be ideological and guilty. The Zootan Creed. Okay, pain is idealized, slavery disapproved. Oh, we're gonna have to do something about that. We'll try and change this ideology if we can. Cannibalism's probably not big either. They don't like skull spikes. Yeah, see, this doesn't sit well with me. I'm a big fan of cannibalism, slavery, skull spikes, but okay, sure, whatever. One step at a time. Great! This dude's hooked on smoke leaf. That's and garbage at, well, mining. That's a problem. One thing I found, you need a lot of steel with this. What else? Medical? Okay, well that's handy. Intellectual, so maybe research. Okay. Recluse. I believe they all have the recluse trait. It's just part of the character. Anyway, we take the default dude. And who is this? Norbert Klein. And his nickname is Klein. Okay, that's fine. Cool. Right, well, off we go. Now, someone was kind enough to point out that if you go, where is it? Allow, and you right-click and go unforbid all, it unforbids everything on the map, which I think is wonderful, and it's a shame that the game's not a little bit more forthcoming with that information. Now, the real problem with a desert map like this, we're not doing naked brutality, but it's still going to be a pain. will be a wood shortage, and we start with no wood. So getting a grasp of that's going to be probably a big deal. Obviously, farmable terrain is a bit thin. We could try and sort of requisition like a ruin, sort of like this. Or even this. There's no metal. Oh, there's metal here. There's metal here. You know what? This might be the best place. And I usually do 4x4 building, but I'm going to try 3x3 because here's my theory, right? At least with a 3x3, you can have a door that's in the middle and it's defensible. It can be, you can use the corners as cover, right? You can have your little pawn stand there and poke through the door. So I feel like that's better, having that symmetry as opposed to trying to work out odd doors when it's even, if you understand my meaning. The other thing is there's potential for expansionism as well. So if I make it modular 3x3s, you know, and I can turn some of them into corridors or whatever, but eventually what I could do is knock out those middle walls and I can just turn it into like a 7x7 mega room and then have corridors around it. Anyway, that's the theory. Maybe there's a reason not to do it that way, but that's, you know, that's me just front loading a bit of info and letting you know what we're going to do here. Okay, so let's start with that. He should be able to do everything. However, what I'll do is ban him to construct, and we won't ban him to haul because we do have the haul robot, but it's just going to be him. Okay, cool. So can I pack this up? I can claim it, steel table, and I could uninstall it, which we'll do straight away, just to get that out of the way. Cool. Need mech recharges. Okay, so one of the things that we need a gestator, obviously. The mechs I've found, you can click on them here and you can see their charge range is 5 to 100%, which is pretty crazy. What this is telling us is that when they finally hit 5% battery, they'll go sit in a charge cradle until they hit 100%, and they will be there for days. So I don't have a perfect answer just yet, but I feel like maybe resizing this to something like, oh, I don't know, 90%, especially when I haven't got a lot of robots. Like once I get redundancy, so I've got 10 different constructor robots, who gives a shit if 4 of them are sitting in a bloody cradle, right? But when you've only got a handful of dudes, it becomes a nightmare. So you want multiple charging cradles if you can help it. Let's just start with that one. Now, how big's the mech gestator? Okay, that's that big. Can I pack this up as well? No, I can't. Let's deconstruct that. So little baby steps at a time. I'd really like to get... See, now you still have to do a lot of manual construction as this character. Can I build a table with steel? It's tempting, even though it's a waste of perfectly good steel that I want to use for other stuff. The sooner I can get blocks carving, the better. I actually really want to put it there, don't I? You know what, we can put it there temporarily. We're gonna allow him to construct, actually, because this bot's gonna take ages. The bot doesn't really have a construction skill level, I don't think. Like it can do, I think it can construct anything. It's just kind of slow. Okay, stone cutter table. We're gonna make any block and we're gonna do it forever, just for now, just to sort of get the ball rolling. Let's stand up some temporary storage there. Give that bloke something to do. Now, I'm not an expert. I'm kind of rusty at RimWorld, if we're being perfectly honest. I know he's bloody punching darts at the moment. Okay, cool. We're going to need power for that. Am I going to be able to squeeze in my little 3x3s? No, I will not. How about we put that there? Probably get a windmill going at some point, but... I don't know, doing these little cute little rooms in the beginning. Don't get me wrong, we're not just going to do this forever because they're going to be cramped. We're going to need a lot more room to maneuver, but that's the point. It's got an expansionist because I think 7x7 rooms would be fantastic eventually, but they're probably a bit overkill at present, right? I guess. Yeah, so what's going on here? Granite blocks. Let's start let's start bringing it all in. Alright. We'll put granite door. Now I can claim all these, right? Alright. Nope. Now this is why we want him not constructing, because he needs to be crafting. Two. Sort of trying to figure out how many... Oh, I guess the boxes don't have to be 2 across, the shelves. We've got plasteel. I'm not sure what I'm supposed to be building with this starting plasteel. That I'm not clear on. Oh, that's going to need wood. Of course, we don't have wood. Okay. We should probably build a wind turbine. Now, how wide is that? Oh, look at that. That's actually perfect, isn't it? We'll probably put it there. At least it's nice and open, right? We're going to turn this toggled off just for now. When we do get wood, I don't want to accidentally use it. I wouldn't have built that if I thought that far ahead, but I didn't, so I did. Alright, so what are we working with? Granite. Furniture. Granite shelf. Expand our little zone out. Can I uninstall that? I can. That's cool. What is this? Yayo. Oh, great. Why do we have that? Why even just tempt me, game? Mine that out of the way. Let's tighten up the bill situation here now. So what we'll do is we'll plug all of those in. Now, I might just go do forever and play a bit dumb. Just leave them on 10 for the moment. We'll see what we need as we need it. Alright, cool. Could reinstall this here. Nice. Let's continue along. What have we got there? Sandstone. I guess I could copy this door, right? At the moment, I'm happy to just put doors everywhere, just riddled. Okay, so he's idle. Let's bring that up to 80. Bearing in mind that a block is 75. And even though we don't have these on the map, you never know, might get a meteor or something like that. We'll let him rest. Well, he probably needs a bed, doesn't he? That'll do. Get up, mate. We'll probably turn his work schedule off as well. Because I'm just going to flog this dude until we've got everything under control. Power. That'll do. Alright, it's good having the shelf. What we'll do is expand this. And we'll set that to low. We've still got stuff that needs storing. But old mate seems to be on it. Okay, I think we're doing alright so far. What we really need is to be gestating robots. I should have already set that up, to be honest. Let's put that there. So far so good, I guess. Yeah, should have been doing that first. That's okay. You live, you learn. We'll let him just craft up all these blocks. Have we hauled everything? Looks like it. Need defenses, need a meal source. Yeah. Now, when it comes to defenses, let me just humour me. This pattern here... This pattern as a core, I find to be incredibly useful. Right? Like, hypothetically, you can place things that close, but then you can't put a diagonal, but then you can do that. Like, this is a pattern that some people would go for, but the problem is that you leave an entire column clear. In my estimation, what I've built here is the cleanest, most compact way to align spikes without leaving any pathed line untouched, right? So if an AI is like running up to a wall or whatever, he's gonna trip something. So how would I implement that in a 3x3? That I'm curious about. Just allow me to think for a second. Let me see if I can find the pattern. There it is. There's the pattern. Alright, that's pretty sweet. That's pretty Gucci. So, okay, let's say that's a layout, and if we did this, that's our wall situation. Is that right? That seems about right. So, okay, so around the walls, what's going on there? Okay. Yeah. I like that. So what can we do with this information? Steel. Well, I don't want to build out of steel. Sandstone. So that's your wall there, and this is, let's say that's our central hub for the moment. Oh no, we can work off this one. You'd put it there, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, because they have to, you'll see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 across. Yeah, so it's slowly going to walk. That's right. As long as we get that as our jumping off point. I'm pretty happy with that. Okay. Don't mind me. Yeah, a bit of insight into how my brain fucking doesn't work. I don't know how badly we're going to need traps, but we'll see. Why aren't you building this anymore? I mean, I know I'm overtasking him. There are worse crimes. Alright, gestator. We probably should get a Mechanitor up. We've already got a lifter and a constructoid, and getting an agrahand will be handy as well. So what we're going to just do is say maintain one of everything. Visitor. After all that said, I'm going to cancel that trap. Fuck. You know what? I'll let him build this one, so at least I have a reference point for how my brain works. There we go, that's what we needed. Now what we really need as well is a battery. Power. Probably stick that there. Now I don't know, the interacting with this machine, the gestator, I don't think it counts as basic, but only the mechanator can do it. So I don't know what the action is and what it's governed by. Maybe it's crafting? Yeah, I don't know. So one of the big loops here as well that we didn't touch up against is as you repair, waste builds up. Same as this. They both generate a shitload of waste, and waste is pretty awful and toxic and kind of impossible to get rid of. It's really heavy. If you burn it, it just turns into toxic gas, I think. If you leave it out in the open, it degrades and pollutes the ground. So it's this sort of nuclear byproduct in a way that you have to deal with. And the best way to do it is stick it in a fridge and keep it cold. So you kind of need a huge cold storage that just keeps getting bigger and bigger till, I don't know, until you fuck the tile up so irreparably that you move on to the next one. Kind of cool. I'm sure there's a lesson in there. Yeah, so he's charging like crazy. Fall per day, 10%. Interesting. Yeah, we'll see how that... What did I set them to? 90% or something like that? A little base is getting there. My single spike trap. Mad iguana. Okay, cool. So let's... He does have a gun. Militarize him there, and then go select all minions, and then militarize them there. They'll be able to fight. Now his range... Fascinating things I've learnt with that range. They literally will not move outside of this. So... Outside of being drafted, not militarized, drafted, they'll do whatever, right? But when it comes to drafting, they will only operate in this circle. I actually had a bunch of dudes drafted for combat, and my guy went on a bloody ambrosia binge or whatever, but he had a mental break, and you could not undraft them. You can't undraft them if he is out of control. So that was really fascinating. Had a whole bunch of robots just standing out in the open, ready to fight, not moving, not doing anything. The more you know, I guess. Now we'll put the lifter in front. Because, oh, never mind. The lifter is melee. I mean, ideally we'd want a butcher table for that, right? But can I build one out of the materials that I have? I guess I could make a plasteel butcher table. God, that'd be excessive. Same thing, I kind of need this steel, but... we're so poor when it comes to wood. See, I still need a tiny bit of wood. Fuck, I was gonna say, how are there no trees? Unless I'm like looking straight at them. Holy shit, this is not good. Are there literally 2 trees on my map? Well, poo. Better make the most of them. And I don't believe I'll have the tech for tree planting. We'll have to get the stump as well. That's something that they've added recently. Just to try and get more wood out of it. Desert tiles are crap. Alright. We're getting there. Got a little thing cooking away. It's a little bit more storage. Oh, whoops, so they're not set to low by default. Okay. Do we have enough wood to build this? I can't reach it because of this machine. Now this machine, yeah, gets in the fucking way a lot. Might try and break into. Oh no, never mind. Looks like it's doing okay. Can he still? He can get there. Oh, now he's cleaning. I've tasked him that well. Expand. Little humble beginnings, my little compact bases. Oh jeez, okay. Now that's something we're going to need to deal with. You also get lung rot if you stay around rotting corpses too long, which is a new thing. Stop people presumably just making a pit to feed to animals or something. How chill is this music? Alright, cool. Let's set a bill for that. So at least he'll chop up that meat now. Now, I believe we can use an electric stove without too much trouble. Like, I think, can you still use it without power? No, probably not. Like the electric tailor's bench, perhaps. Oh, I don't know. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. I I probably should be building more of these boxes, right? Low medicine? Well, that's only because I deleted the storage. Yeah. Anyway, so there we are. Bit of bloody RimWorld. Playing Mechanator. Again, I'll put this out there. I wasn't 100% sure what we were going to do with it, but yeah, make your voice known. Chuck me a comment, let me know if you want this to continue on. We'll do a series and, you know, we'll turn this dude into a baby-producing fucking cannibal enslaver with an army of robots, you know, as I usually do with these sort of games. Anyway, team, might just leave it there for the time being, and I'll catch you guys on the next one.